It's going to be a close one.
This could get rough. We may just have to pack a battery in it and just finish out the episode.
Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see where we end up on it. It's going to get wild out there, people. It's going to get a little Western. You can kind of not see. Perfect. That'll work. All right, let's go. 307 Rex. I'm Matt. That's Chris.
Yo.
You guys, the best audience in the world. We appreciate the crap out of you being here. Thank you so much. It's Monday. I mean, it's Tuesday for us, but it's Monday for you guys, right? That's the first one? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How's it going? How's your Monday going? How's your week going? Quick little bit of news. I got a new computer. You want to see what it looks like? Let me show you really quick. Check that thing out. It's nice, right? You want to get a computer that looks like that? You in the market for a new gaming computer, a new business computer, a social media content creation computer? Get a hold of our buddy Alex Rich. He goes, that's his, is that his actual name, Alex Rich?
Yeah.
Yeah, Alex Rich. He runs Rich Bros Gaming, and they are getting their feet wet in the business of building custom computers for people like you and like me.
Yeah.
So
they're going to be moving into the pet market here soon. So if you have a pet that needs a PC, okay, they'll be making them for pets
It's
soon.
an untapped market. I think they're onto something there.
I think they're onto something.
But yeah, if you're in the market for a new PC, get a hold of them. We put their information in the description below. They can help you on your journey to getting exactly what you need. This computer, I'm so happy with this one. It's not even plugged in right now. We're not even using it, but it is incredible. It's an awesome rig. And yeah, he'll help you out. And that's all I have. Do you have anything?
Yeah. No.
Okay, great. Happy Monday, everybody. On the screen in front of us, I need to probably maximize this.
There you go.
It is called How to Survive an Ambush, Becoming Deadly in the Mountains Part 4. Now, Chris brought this up as we got into this video. We've talked a little bit about this on the channel a couple of times.
Couple of times.
Like just a few episodes ago, we brought up, I don't know if it made it into the edit, but we brought up a scenario where if you're being shot at, it's better to run towards the person.
Yeah, if you're ambushed,
reasons.
You're more likely to die running away from an ambush than you are pushing through that ambush.
And so that's confusing as a non-gun person and with no tactical training.
It's confusing as somebody who's never been in law enforcement or the military.
Yeah, no tactical training at all.
The people who do this for a living, guess what? That's what they're taught.
That's why. So that's what we're here to learn about today.
Yeah.
Because I'm kind of, I'm the outsider. I don't understand any of this, and when somebody says that to me, it kind of is like, why?
When there's gunfire, I think I'm going to run away.
I'm pretty sure if someone's shooting,
I'm going the other direction, bro.
And if Matt's in a full-out sprint, y'all better stop
asking.
If I'm running, dude.
Y'all better.
If I'm in a sprint, y'all better just take off, dude.
Just take off, dude.
So we're gonna learn about that. If you're along for the ride and you'd like to learn something as well, hit that subscribe button.
Yeah.
80% of you?
I haven't checked it recently. Last time I checked, it was 81%.
81% of you are not subscribed. We really appreciate you watching our videos. It means more than anything to us. What would mean the whole entire world to us if you hit that subscribe button. It's totally free for you. Change our lives forever. It's all we're asking. No subscriptions, no membership fees, nothing like that. Information in the description. I got a gummy in my mouth.
Let's go.
Let's see what happens here.
Today on Grand Thumb, how to survive an ambush. Whether you are a professional soldier, whether you are an amateur airsofter, it doesn't matter. Knowing how to react to an ambush is going to be vitally important. So I hope you will stay tuned as today we talk about how to survive an ambush. Now, before we get into it, we of course have to thank the biggest sponsor of the channel. Charlie, who is the biggest sponsor of the channel?
No idea.
The Sonoran Desert Institute. A big thank you to them if you're looking to get your start in gunsmithing. They are the people to go to.
Okay.
We can't thank them enough. And of course, we have to thank who, Micah?
Primary Arms.
Primary Arms.
Optics on the block and more.
I love Micah.
And they include popcorn with every order. Can we say that?
Sure. I'm
Sure.
Be prepared, Primary Arms. A big thank you to them.
Be prepared.
We can't thank them enough. Ladies and gentlemen, my often forgotten, but most certainly not by me, LOAs. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about how to survive that ambush, and to help us, we of course have Adam from Spiritus Systems. Adam, thank you so much for coming in today, dude.
Hey man, thanks for having me.
I appreciate you. So, I don't want to like steal your thunder or anything, man. So, if you want to explain to the audience who you are and everything,
Yeah, sure. So, my name's Adam. I'm one of the owners of Spiritus Systems. We produce tactical nylon equipment.
Very tactical.
Very tactical, very nylon. So you've probably heard of us. I hope you've heard of us. I've definitely seen some stuff on the channel.
It's like slow tears.
Yeah,
I haven't heard about you.
Please witness us. Yeah, so that's what we do. We make professional, like high-end, quality nylon.
I love it. And a bigger question is going to be, why should they listen to you when we're talking about ambushes?
Yeah, sure. So first I've survived some in real life.
It's good. Good credentials.
Yeah, that's a good credential to
start,
have.
yeah.
But I was Army. I was an infantryman in the Army. Spent a lot of time on the reconnaissance side. And yeah, just been through it, both on the ambush side, like giving an ambush, as well as receiving. So
I love it, man. Well, thanks for coming on and for giving the knowledge. This is really important stuff that we talk about. We joke about it, but this is actually vitally important information. So this is cool. Now, here's what you guys have to understand. Adam, how much training did you do prior to even leaving the wire?
Yeah, sure. So you have obviously basic training, years of basic training in ambushes, again, both giving ambushes as well as reacting to them, and then rehearsals before every operation. So
we're talking years.
We're talking years, and we're talking hours and hours of, maybe in one day, you're just maybe a whole day of just react to ambush.
I've spent weeks just practicing react to ambushes or planning how to do them. So you have to understand that in this 25, this 30, however long this video is, we cannot even close to get you prepared for reacting to an ambush. This is a primer. You have to understand that you actually have to go out and practice this stuff, and I would definitely encourage you to go out and get training from different entities that teach us, whether it be Darcy or whoever, or us in the very near future. So go out and actually practice, get that training, get with your boys and do it. And another part of this is that this information isn't like protected information. The Army manuals are free. Nobody wants you to know this. You can have as many as you want.
You can take as many as you want.
800 Army manuals. Download them, read them, understand them. That's going to make you better at stuff. Now, with that being said, let's get into it. Adam, what is an ambush?
Yeah, sure. So an ambush is, one military element exploiting another military element, usually using surprise is the biggest factor generally, terrain, things like that, to basically take it, it's an operation of murder. You're trying to basically exact as many casualties on an enemy force, completely envelop them, crush them.
Let's get right to the point, huh?
Yeah,
all right.
There you have it. And there are many different types, whether you're completely crushing. There's also simple harassment.
Yeah,
where you're
sure.
Simply trying to, if an element is trying to gather up to do an attack, you're harassing these elements as they're coming up. Ambushes there are so many facets to them. Now, when we're talking about them, there's kind of two main that you kind of run into. You have a hasty and you have a plan. So a hasty would be you're out patrolling, another guy's out patrolling, he sees you before you see him, and he's able to set up in an area that he thinks you're going to get into because he's watching your direction of travel. And because of that, you walk right into his line of fire, his kill zone, what we call it, and you're in a really bad position. We also have a plan, if you'd like to speak to that.
Yeah, sure. So anytime we do a planned ambush, it's very deliberate. We're going to select when and where, and we're going to choose, all the key terrain that we're going to utilize, and we're going to exploit every single weakness that we can to try to, again, to completely decimate an enemy force. So planned,
decimate,
planned
obliterate,
ambush by nature
wipe out,
comes with a lot
murder,
destroy,
pre-mission planning, rehearsals, training, contingencies, all of those things.
It's also so crazy to me to hear that in the art of combat they have rehearsals. Hey, we're going to be setting up this ambush over here on this enemy force that we know is going to be moving through here in a couple weeks. So we have some hours of rehearsal. We're going to build a big ass couple hills over here. We're just going to practice.
We're going to try it.
Like, that's crazy.
We got to set up. So best way to set up is to be prepared, and
I guess that's why they call like some war zones like theaters. Like the Pacific Theater. We just have to practice.
It's just something you never think about when you think about the military and how things operate. You never think about them doing like all right, guys, we got a couple hours. Let's go do a rehearsal really quick.
Yeah.
Got this planned. We're going to set it up this way.
Like, I know, like, Delta Force and SEAL teams and stuff, if they're going to take a high-value target that's in a house, they'll set up a replica of that house and practice, like, clearing it and moving through it. That makes sense. But then you're going to take, like, 60 guys and be like, okay, we're going to practice this ambush. Like, that's fucking crazy.
Yes, yeah.
Like,
Things about the military I did not know until this point.
Super dope.
And the reason we're talking about how you would conduct these as well is to understand how to react to them. So for example, if we're talking about you and the boys are trying to defend the property, defend the nation, do whatever, and every day at 5 a.m. you wake up, you all gear up, and you take the same route at 7 a.m. every day, that is a bad idea because people are going to be able to get intel on that. The locals are going to know. If they are able to get eyes on you, they're going to know your exact route when you're taking it, and they're going to be able to set up and just put you in a really bad position. Yep. So you have to understand that you have to be smart about this. You have to think before you're able to do things. So for example, we have this road right here. Traveling a road is nice. I love traveling a road, but I know that during my military training that stepping onto a road during an exercise felt like
it feels gross.
Yeah, it feels like stepping on a dick.
Yeah,
it feels really wrong.
It's wrong.
You shouldn't do it. So understanding these basic things, which we'll be speaking to, is going to be important. Now, today we're going to be getting into both a near ambush and a far ambush, which are kind of your two main components of them. It's easier to show them rather than it is to talk about them. So we're going to get out there. We're going to show you what those both sound like and look like. Let's get into it.
Let's go.
Cool. This is going to be awesome.
So when we talk about a near ambush, we're talking about what's within grenade range. So if somebody initiates an ambush and they're close enough to huck a grenade at you, you're going to have a much different decision point on how you're going
Grenades are pretty hefty. I mean, here's the thing. It's not like throwing a football. Like, it's a pretty solid chunk of metal. Mm-hmm. I think they say... I'm not good with meters, but I want to say that's pretty close to like 15 yards, 15, 20 yards. Like, that's close.
Grenades don't have a small radius either. They're pretty...
They have... I mean, compared to other explosives, it's a pretty small radius.
I mean, it'll still blow your leg off, though, right?
Oh, for sure.
Like,
yeah.
So...
Yeah, I mean, you're close. Okay, for a gun, that's really close, especially for a rifle. I mean, you're almost... see the whites of their eyes, okay? You can about smell their farts.
I want to throw a grenade and see how far I can throw it. I want to throw one and just see. I think I've held an empty one, maybe once.
Yeah, I've held one without the powder charge in it, and it's like pretty fucking solid.
They're pretty stout, right?
Yeah.
I would be really interested to see.
I would say it can't be more than like 30 yards.
Can someone? Yeah, right. Like, can someone tell me? Because I'm sure someone knows.
Yeah.
Like,
let us know. They might say it.
How far can you throw a grenade? Like, what's the average on that? We could put, maybe they'll say it. Yeah, maybe we're just too ambitious here. Okay, let me go back 5 seconds.
Grenade at you, you're going to have a much different decision point on how you're going to handle that ambush. So in this case, we're going to show you what it's going to look like. Charlie. Well, that is a really bad day if that were a grenade, and we're going to see how far he is. So generally, we're looking at approximately 25 to 35 meters. Now, sometimes you're going to get out there. We can just
hold up.
It's got like a real arm.
What's 25 to 35 meters in yards?
We're in America,
sure,
so
that's fine.
We gotta figure it out. Figure it out.
Yeah, that's whatever. It's working with ChatGPT. 27. So yeah, 27 to 38 yards.
So we're in the ballpark.
That's close.
Yeah,
that's really close.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when we went shooting, we were setting targets out at like 60, 70 yards.
Was it that far?
Yeah. Imagine half that distance.
That's right at the bottom of the...
That's right at the bottom of the fucking hill.
That's right there.
That's right there.
Okay.
Like,
okay.
That's scary.
I see you. Wow, that's scary. Literally, I see you. That's scary as hell.
Meters. Now, sometimes you're going to get a guy out there who he's got like a real arm, can really huck that. But generally, that's what we're going to look at.
Okay.
Now, what's the problem with being within grenade range?
Well,
when
we talk about ambushes, when we're within grenade range, we have very few decisions that can be made. They can basically throw explosives onto us. All of any defilade that we have or any cover that we might be able to exploit can just be counteracted by hand grenades. So we definitely are going to make a decision based on that.
And you might be saying to yourself, who's going to have hand grenades? Explosives aren't hard to make, guys.
That's true.
Certainly.
So don't underestimate anybody. So when it comes to this range,
I was gonna say, but YouTube will fucking rip this video right down if I say that shit.
We got to. This is for educational purposes.
Yes.
We should probably just say that over and over throughout
Yes.
so YouTube keeps getting the message. Just because the term grenade makes you think of the green,
Yeah, with the little
like,
pin and the
military
little
pin
spoon
thing.
and yeah.
I mean, any handheld explosive could be. I mean, if it's if it's a throwable.
I have made some. I have
Don't-
allegedly
Education.
seen people who allegedly
Education.
made some explosives out of sparklers
Oh, education.
and rather big ones. Okay. So
And
yeah,
well, that was mostly for science, I'm sure.
yeah.
for
It was
that
in a
for
controlled environment.
Controlled environment
yeah.
for science.
For 4th of July. Anyway.
So anything you can fit in your hand, I would say probably like could be called a grenade. You know?
grenade, guys.
Certainly.
So don't underestimate anybody. So when it comes to this range and this situation, you have two decision points. You're either going to die or you're going to assault back and assault through them. Those are the only two things that you're really able to do in this particular situation. Obviously in urban, you might be able to get away or in certain situations. Sure. But here, generally, kind of army style, near ambush, you're going to assault through them.
Yeah, and I mean, this is a great example of initiative-based tactics. So, you know, if you're rehearsed, you've trained, you know you're within hand grenade range, that initiative is going to kick in for the individual, and you're going to start, you know, assaulting through pretty much on your own or in your buddy team, whatever you can. Most likely in this situation, this is kind of the classic, what people think of with an ambush. The casualty rate right off the bat is going to be very high.
Yeah.
So you may be the lone survivor, kind of just assaulting through yourself. The idea is to crush through the enemy ambush line so that you can create confusion and free yourself from the kill zone. Wow. Is what we're trying to do.
Essentially. There you go. So we're going to go ahead and show what that looks like and sounds like at
Wild.
this point.
Contact right! Go, go, go!
Damn.
Yeah, malfunction. He dropped back to try to clear his malfunction.
Oh shit.
Shift fire! Moving!
Pop a little smoke down.
Yeah.
Okay! Lift fire! Lift fire! Lift fire!
All right, so you've seen what the near ambush is looking like. The question is precisely what happened, what did we do, what is that looking like? Because this is something that you're going to be rehearsing time and time again. There's not going to be a whole lot of talking going on during a near ambush because you just can't hear each other.
Yeah, exactly. I think something that's really overlooked, we're showing you a video today. It's a dramatic demonstration of kind of the mechanics.
That demonstration was awesome.
It was lit, dude.
Wow.
Shit was
Like
dope.
that was shot really well, man.
Yeah. drone footage.
Dare I say that was well rehearsed? That was awesome. Like,
that was awesome.
That had me. I was like, wow, it felt like they were like in battle. Like it felt real.
God, dude, and their movements were so.
Dude, it was so organized and very. Oh, that was really good. The music helped a lot too. Dramatic music always helps.
Hey, we're showing you a video today. It's a dramatic demonstration of kind of the mechanics. But what's hard to translate is the reality of gunfire, the reality of force on force. And near ambushes, I got into a near ambush in 2009 in Afghanistan, and we were on a trail. We were very channelized. It was a cut in the side of a mountain, so we couldn't avoid the high avenue of approach. We had to take it. We were in the file. We were moving very fast. It was our scout team, the sniper team, and then some JSOC guys, and then we had a whole platoon of infantry trailing us at about 500 meters. We were kind of doing a movement to contact. Yeah. As we were moving, we got attacked from the high ground, and the fire was pretty decimating. We took pretty much everybody that night, came back with a Purple Heart. Luckily, we didn't take any. We didn't have any KIA that night, thankfully. What kind of saved us was that the enemy chose kind of a bad spot to initiate their ambush on us, where we had a very deep cut on the trail. There was like shallow parts left and right of us, but we were right in this cut, so we were able to basically get into that and start maneuvering. And we, same thing that you saw here, where we got online, and then we had another element, thankfully being able to move into position and create our V and start laying down suppressing fire from the sides. And that was, an entire infantry platoon kind of going and displacing up the hill. And they basically just hammered into those enemy forces. But the feeling you get when you are stuck in the kill zone is pretty helpless. If you don't have room to maneuver, you're basically just going to be taking it, right? Yeah. So the only option left is to stand up and charge and fire and hope that you can get through the chaos, overwhelm them with your presence. It's kind of what's happening here.
Exactly. And so, thanks for the story, by the way. That was awesome.
Yeah, sure.
It's a good way. It's important to kind of bring the reality to it. But in the little demonstration that we did here, essentially, we were taking fire from very near, within about 25 meters. So what Adam did is, of course, he called to contact right for a unit. And then, being that we have our fire team has practiced this quite a bit, we knew what to do in the case that we needed to get into a little bit of defilade / cover. Me, who's Bravo team, we bounded up while they provided a little bit of suppressive fire.
Here's the thing that's really interesting to me that he hasn't talked about, or at least not yet. You know what? Here, we're going to do this. This is going to be a 2-part episode, okay? We're going to go just another couple minutes here, let him finish, and then I'll put in my thing here.
Once we got up onto there, our saw gunner was in a much better location, and so in this case we do have some type of heavy weapon, being a saw. To be clear, a 308 battle rifle, many things can kind of take that place, but somebody who has some overwhelming firepower is a good thing to have. So once we got online, if you want to talk about your side of it, Adam.
Yeah, sure. So we saw.
Okay, I think that's a great spot to stop. Adam's going to tell us a little bit tomorrow.
We're just going to keep going, okay? God damn it. All right, fine.
Be ready for part 2. No, but I think the thing that was interesting is we saw 2 things initially happen. He called out the contact. They all turned right and fired immediately. Nobody took cover just yet. They fired, and as soon as there was gunfire, the first half of the team got down, then started returning fire once they were down. Then the other half of the team laid down and started. So there was always bullets traveling.
Yeah, always gunfire.
That's part of the overwhelm them with your presence, is just constantly firing.
I didn't even think about that. They're walking, dude calls out contact, and they turn and immediately start firing. They don't even know what they're firing at. It's just open fire. Just turn and start pulling the trigger.
Yeah.
Because
you'll find your target eventually.
I mean, and thinking from the opposition side of that, if you fire at one guy or something like that, and then
all of a sudden
all 6 of the guys turn, and they don't even. It's like, if you hear gunshots coming out of 6 guns at once, you're automatically going to assume someone's on you, right? So then it automatically makes the opposition pull back. They draw
Yeah.
back immediately because, whoa, like you said, overwhelming force, presence, like that thing. Like,
Yeah.
You shot at one of us, every one of us is shooting back.
It's like hitting a hornet's nest.
Yeah. Every one of us is shooting back,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah, there's no getting away at this point.
That's
Okay.
crazy.
All right.
man.
We really need to see the second part of
Oh,
this.
yeah.
Let's get the battery changed out. Let's roll into tomorrow's episode.
Yes.
If you guys are along for the ride, please stay tuned for tomorrow.
Stay tuned.
And if you're interested in seeing more content like this, if you guys like
Please,
this kind of stuff,
let us know.
Let us know in the comments because we're not.
Because this guy has multiple parts on, and this is very relevant to Wyoming, is surviving or becoming deadly in the mountains. He talks about evading thermal and night vision and talking about like how to survive out in the wilderness, how to lose, like if people are tracking you with dogs, how you lose that, which is really impressive because
Dogs are
I won't
insane.
get into it.
Yeah.
If you guys want us to check it out, let us know.
We primarily focus on independent music and artists,
Yeah.
but we do like to change things up every now and then with things like this.
Which-
we do comedy bits, we do a little bit of everything. Really,
Which these guys are all military veterans. They all have their own businesses. I mean, that's as independent as it gets.
So,
you know what I mean?
if you'd like more of this, leave a comment
Yeah.
below, and
Let us know.
let's get into tomorrow's episode.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Bow.